Yes, sir. Last week of the season, NFL. This is your last NFL recap for the 25-26 season. This is what you asked for. This is what you are going to get. We might as well not even play around. Let's just go ahead and get started. We got a lot of things to talk about. People who have decided they fade and some people that probably is headed to the unemployment line. So without further ado, let's get to it. Saturday's game was Carolina versus Tampa Bay. It was a fake winner take all game, and I say that because Carolina could still get in even if they lost. And guess what Carolina did? They did lose. They lost 16-14 in a rainy Tampa Bay. Bryce Young 266, two TDs, one interception. Baker Mayfield 203. He had one TD and one interception as well. Tampa losing this game did not give them the division, unfortunately. They had to put their hands in the fate of if the Saints could beat the Falcons. If you gotta count on the Aints, if you gotta count on the Saints to get into the playoffs, 9 times out of 10, probably 9.9 times out of 10, you probably might not make it. But we'll get to that later. So remember that. Tampa needed a win from the Aints to get in. So we'll hold on to that. Seattle went against the 49ers. They clinched the number 1 seed, winning 13-3. Purdy 117, one interception. That's all he had. McCaffrey 23 yards rushing, 34 on the receiving side. It's probably the most lackluster game we've seen him have in a while. Darnold 198, didn't have to work too much. Claire Bunnett 74 yards. If I messed up your name, my apologies. Walker 97 on the rushing side. Them two, they took care of the heavy lifting, and Seattle did not look back. That defense, hey, 49ers been rolling over people, and for that defense to come into San Francisco and handle business like that, you see why they're the number 1 seed. Well deserved. Sam Darnold, this is your second year winning 14 games. He's not the only one, of course, but Minnesota. Minnesota. Sometimes you should do the thing that's right in front of you instead of doing something different. But here we are. Seattle has elevated themselves to 14-3, number 1 seed. They won't play next week. 49ers, they fall to the 6th seed. They get beloved Philadelphia Eagles. They will play them on Sunday. We're going to talk about the Eagles later on. Real quick, Buffalo, last game at Highmark Stadium. Last game, that stadium will be destroyed. A new one is probably less than 50 steps away. So they ended up on a good note. We don't pass up any time to give Mitchell Trubisky, a.k.a. Maserati Mitch, any love. We never pass that opportunity up. So the last game at that stadium, Maserati Mitch, 259, 4 touchdowns. He took care of that for them. He destroyed whatever was left of the New York Jets. They have submitted back in October. They're just playing out the rest of these games. They've been submitted. They got the practice squad back up. Whatever's left, that's what went out there and got destroyed 35-8. We had to give Maserati Mitch his love. The Jets, not only did you have a terrible season, you made NFL history. That's why we're talking about this game. You're the only team in history to never have a defensive interception. Oh boy, who makes these records? I guess records are made to be broken. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, no interceptions. Wild. It's a lot of bad defenses out there, a gang of them, and they have found a way to get at least one defensive interception. And Aaron Glenn, considering you was a Pro Bowl corner, I don't know, because you at least get one, wouldn't you, just off of your teaching? But you can be a bad team and get one. So yeah, New York Jets, y'all hold that record. Y'all have the longest drought of not being in the playoffs, and you have that record. So keep stacking up them records, man. Keep building them up. Keep doing what you do. I don't know what to say about the Jets. They had submitted back in October, and this team has just been waiting. You're gonna have a two. I mean, you got first round picks. You got the Colts first round. You have yours, which is third overall. You can go get you a quarterback. You can sell the team to, I don't know, New Mexico. You do a lot of different things. Anything can be better than what you did this year. So I don't know. Hopefully things get better for you guys over there. Aaron Glenn, we don't know if you're gonna make it. I would hope so. After 1 year, this team was a disaster. Not many could fix it. Nobody has. But we've seen stranger things. People get fired after 1 year. So hopefully you get the chance to right the ship over there and at least make y'all decent. Minnesota, moving on. Minnesota beats Green Bay practice squad. Green Bay had nothing to play for, and they did not put anybody out. They can't afford another injury. We're talking about this game because Minnesota won 16-3. Justin Jefferson has 101 yards in the game, and he becomes the third receiver to ever start his first 6 seasons with 1,000 yards receiving. 6 years, 6,000-yard receiving. Him, Mike Evans, and Randy, straight cash, homie. Moss, those the only other two. So yeah, you in top level when you get to be with Randy, straight cash, Moss, and Mike Evans, 11 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons. Hey, when you up there with that type of company, you're doing something right. Minnesota, hopefully you guys, McCarthy takes that step, and you guys, even with all the injuries, 9-8. So there is hope for you guys. But congratulations to Justin Jefferson. We're gonna talk about the Houston Texans. They beat the Colts 38-30. 9 straight wins overall. They haven't lost a game in 2 months, and they will play either Baltimore or the Steelers. I'm gonna leave that up to the later part of this episode because I want to leave a little bit suspense. Dramatic, I know, but yeah, haven't lost a game in 2 months. That's what they about. Good luck dealing with them. The Colts in their season on a 7-game losing streak after starting 8-2. I mean, so much promise for you guys, but you can't overcome injuries, and when you have no quarterback and you have to call 44-year-old Rivers, it doesn't necessarily say recipe for the success, especially when you have to play him against teams that are in the playoffs. He had 3 games, all of them against teams that are in the playoffs. So that's really not somebody that you call off the street and say, yeah, come save our season. This team had lost 3 before Jones went down, so it could have been writing on the wall, but hey, maybe the Colts bounce back. They got a nice team up there. They just need a quarterback that can stay healthy and guide them through. But we'll see. Phillip Rivers, I think he's going back into the sunset again, so we'll see what he does. He's open to coaching, so anybody need a coach out there? A couple of you do. You could check in on your boy and see what he can do for you, because the knowledge is still there. Hey, the body is just not all the way there yet. It's I don't know if it's going to get there at 44, but it's still up there, so he can probably pass that on. Now we're going to get to the big boy talk. Myles Garrett, congratulations. You have broken the single season sack record with 23. Yep. Cleveland did get the win against the Bengals. That didn't matter at all because both of these teams were eliminated from the playoffs. But history has been made. I know a lot of players, including Jamar Chase, and Zach Taylor, the coach for the Bengals, was not okay with the game being stopped for celebration. I agree with that. Don't hold the ball up because we trying to make moves. We trying to do what we're supposed to do with the offense. You can't just hold the ball and let them celebrate on the field. At least let them take it off the field. Because if I'm correct, Jamar Chase did not get to celebrate when he became the leading receiver in catches, touchdowns, and yards one season. So I don't think he got to celebrate on the field. I could see him being a little spiteful with that. Not on purpose, but hey, if I can't do it, you can't do it. But they gave him his moment. They let him celebrate. Yep, 23 sacks is 23 sacks. I know it's a lot of talk about It should have been within a 16 game season. You can't help when you do it. 23 sacks is 23 sacks. Um, there's a man named Deacon Jones who had all these sacks back before they recorded sacks. They did not start recording until 1982. Deacon Jones had it. He broke the record in 64, 68. Had 23 sacks in 78. I mean, what does he get for that? He did it, but it's an unofficial record. So a lot of guys saying that the record was done in 12. I mean, Reggie White had 21 sacks in 12 games, and he ended up losing the record. He didn't keep the record because it was a lockout season. And another thing that Myles Garrett did that Strahan and T.J. Watt, the guys that held the record before him, he did it in less playing downs. He did it in 50 playing downs. So Watt had 557, Strahan had 567. So he did it in less plays. I mean, I know you go by years, but if I do it in less plays, I think that means more. I mean, 18 games compared to 16 and 12, but if I do it in less playing downs, I think that matters more, because just because you play more games, that don't mean I'm playing every play. A lot of those games, a lot of them plays I'm on the side of the field. I'm not even doing pass rush. I might be dropping in coverage. I don't want to complicate it too much, but I think he should get what he got, which is celebration time, because 23 sacks, that takes a lot of work. And no offense to Watt or Strahan, he didn't have somebody on the other side to take up a lot of those double teams. He get double, triple teamed. It's pretty much him. He doesn't have somebody on the other side that can take away the attention and make it a level playing field for him the whole game. He had to do this with a lot of double teams. So congratulations to him, man. He deserved that work. Another thing about Cleveland, this is the highlight of the season. I mean, it is. It's breaking a record. Record is meant to be broken. He deserves it. But what do you do from here? Will Shador be your starter next year? Watson is supposed to be healthy and able to come back, and you can't get away from that money, unfortunately. So you're gonna probably have to play him. You still have Gabriel. Will you have the coach is the question. We'll see. We'll probably leave that one for another video, because coaches come and go. So you guys got a few things to figure out over there. But at least you ended your season on a good note. Everybody got to have a high five moment. So we said that we need to know if the Buccaneers can get in based off of the Saints beating the Falcons. Unfortunately, the Falcons did beat the Saints. They won 19-17. So Bucs, you're out. It's a weird way that they get in. So the Falcons win. They're 8-9. The Bucs win. They're 8-9. Carolina loses. They're 8-9. Carolina owes the tiebreaker against the other two teams. So even though they all have the same record, Carolina gets in. And their reward for this is playing the Los Angeles Rams. I don't even know if that's a reward for them. They did beat the Rams earlier this year, but we all know things get different in the playoffs. Devontae Adams is back. Rams took care of the Cardinals in the same day. Matthew Stafford, he's now 7th all time in touchdown. So he's ready to go. The whole team is ready to go. It's a feel-good story for the Panthers, because they haven't been in the playoffs since a man named Cam Newton was on the squad. It's been a while. But, I mean, maybe this could be a thing to go up from. But, I mean, 8-9, it's a lot of teams that was 9-8, and they sitting at home, and here we are, 8-9. We headed to the playoffs with a home game at that. So, once again, maybe we can change that, because I know it's at least 2 or 3 teams that probably could take that spot and be rewarded for that. But it is what it is. So Carolina, you will have the Rams. They get the chance to get revenge from you. We'll see how that goes. Patriots, they handled the Dolphins. Dolphins have nothing left. The only thing this means is the Patriots lock up the 2nd seed. because Denver took care of the Chargers, and the Chargers did not play their starters. So Denver, you get the number 1 seed, you get the rest. Patriots, you get the 2nd seed, you get to play the Chargers. So I don't know how that would work for the Chargers. The Patriots are a young and upcoming team, but they lack experience. They haven't been there before. The Chargers have, but West Coast teams do not like to go to East Coast and play in cold weather. So we'll see. The Chargers they can't afford another offensive lineman to lose. So Justin Herbert, he been getting killed since all pro tackles have went down. So maybe they find a way to figure it out, but we'll see. More on that in another video. So Eagles could have had the 2nd seed if they win against the Commanders and the Bears lose against the Lions. So the Bears end up losing against the Lions 19-16. Caleb sets the single season record for the Bears, 3,942, just short of that 4,000. Bears, the only team in the league to never have a 4,000-yard passer in a season. As long as they've been around, it's kind of wild to think that even the Raiders, some of these bad teams have chucked out a 4,000-yard passer, but the Bears, Bears, rich history, yep, and people hold on to these records. Yep, that's what they have. Caleb, 212, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Golf, he went out with a bang, 331, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but they wasn't going to let the Bears have any feel good at the end of the season. I think the Lions want to keep it in Ben Johnson's mind that even though you left us, you can't beat us, and he has not this season. This game was closer than the first one. The first one was a 30-point spanking, but Golf, he had his way. He was able to move down the field. They pretty much let the Bears come back. It was 16-0, and the Bears, in traditional fashion, make a comeback, but they fall short. Lions get the game-winning field goal this time instead of it being on the other side with the Bears. So, with that being said, it would be up to the Eagles to win their game to get that 2nd seed. And the Eagles did not because they arrested all their starters. And they submitted. I guess they thought the Bears was going to handle business, so they said we're going to settle for the 3rd seed because Washington does beat the Eagles. And a lot of people have gotten on them because they could have had the 2nd seed. I don't think the Eagles care at all. They're going to be the 3rd seed. They're going to play San Francisco and Philly. I don't think they have no fear of 49ers. I don't think at all. 49ers is a banged up defensive team. And after what we've seen Seattle do to them, they can't be beaten. Because Philly does have a good defense that sells. So I figure in their mind, they think we can beat 49ers. We would play the Bears if it came to it in Chicago, but they don't have any fear of the Bears. This is a team that won the Super Bowl, and this is pretty much the same exact team, slightly better, with a few added players. So I don't think they have any fear. It doesn't mean nothing to them. They can go on the road, they can win at home. So I think them having that flip-flop, it didn't make a difference. So a lot of people got on the coach last year for resting players, and what they do, they went all the way to the Super Bowl and won. So sometimes that rest is good. Going to the playoffs fully staffed, healthy, and then we go from there. But yeah, so with that being said, they get the 49ers. They play them on Sunday. The Bears, you know who you got. Rematch with Green Bay. Yep. That's where you set yourself up for. You guys will play Green Bay Saturday. I'm not sure if this works out for the Bears. Sometimes when you play division rivals too many times in a season, it does not work out for who it should. The Bears being a home team, I know they on the high because they beat Packers, but sometimes with Bears teams, their Super Bowl is beating the Packers that year, and they forget about everything else. And they beat them, and they have not won since. You lost to the 49ers, you lost to the Lions. And you're gonna have to play against a team that's having their starting quarterback, having their running back there. You didn't have him in the last game. So You can't let that manipulate you into thinking you got this in the bag. You're going to have to go out there and be for real. So good luck to y'all on that. Well, Texans, they had to wait and see if they was gonna play Pittsburgh or Baltimore, and it looks like they're gonna be playing Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh, they win 26-24. Jackson, he had 238, 3 touchdowns, one random tip of the interception. Derrick Henry had 126 rushing. He had 100 in the hat.